I cannot hear anything.
See if you can hear better now.
Now I can hear. Thank you.
Beautiful. Okay, wonderful. So I'll just go back and pick back up. So thanks for joining, Nellie. And I see Chris just joined, and I see a couple other folks coming in, or their Evas are coming in to take notes, which is also fine. I am Buffy, and today we're going to talk about Penny and SEO and talk through some of her great skills and everything that she possesses. We're on week 3 of this 8-week series. All of the sessions are recorded. Tomorrow morning, we upload them to this YouTube channel right here, so that if you miss something or you want to just check another week's notes or video, you can always go back and do that as well. If you have any questions after the session, or if you're working on something and you think, man, I have a question, please feel free to reach out. You can email me or text me. It's rare that I answer the phone because, one, we get so many spam calls, but always text me or email me, and then I'm happy to get on a call with you. Okay, so now let's start about Penny. You will get this document tomorrow morning, along with the link to the video and the notes from today's session via email. We always wait for the download to happen and then upload to YouTube, and then we send everything out all at once. So you will get all of this tomorrow. Okay, so let's talk about Penny. So Penny is great from the perspective of developing blogs for you. And she does a great job with blogs. She does a great job with the SEO content. So SEO, you hear about it. Some people have paid tons of money for SEO. I know that initially when my husband and I started our nonprofit and we had our first website up, people were coming to us saying, hey, we will develop your SEO for your website and make it rank higher. And we'll do all this for just $1,000 a month, or $1,500 a month. And it was amazing how expensive it was to pay somebody for SEO. Now, obviously, we didn't do it because it was a nonprofit, and we wanted all of the money that we raised for the nonprofit to actually go to our military veterans and first responders. And so we've learned the hard way on how to work SEO. But Penny does a great job with the SEO, and she does a good job with creating the SEO phrases, right? And it's not just about, I want to look, I'm buying a house, but it's actually crafting groupings of words that make sense. Like if you were somebody that wanted to buy a house, you may not just look for a house for sale. You may look for a house for sale in a specific area or with specific requirements. And so she does a good job of putting those keywords together and really hones in on those types of things. Today, as a matter of fact, I was working with Penny. I had Walter launch a new website for me. And so immediately Penny's like, look, I just checked out your new website and I have 5 different topics. Which one would you like for me to write on? So I gave her a topic and I said, just go ahead and write on when couples work together, because my husband and I work in business together between for-profit and nonprofit and everything. And so Penny created these 2 articles within minutes about working with your spouse. And then she took one further and honed in on why we actually love working together. The content of the article is very detailed. Not only is she talking about the things that she knows about us, but she's also giving the 10 things people should know before working together. So she's doing that grab, right? So if somebody's out there Googling or thinking, should I work with my spouse, or my spouse and I are considering working together, she's already got the grab that's going to get someone's attention, the 10 things that you should know before taking that step of working with your spouse. Her article content is great. It provides all of those things. It pulls in little stories and little things for people to consider. And so these are the things that cause the SEO to rank higher on Google. She's done her homework. She's good at what she does. And so she put this together, and she includes photos and all of those types of things. She ties the article together beautifully. And so it's fabulous. Penny is wonderful as a blog writer. I love that she's connected to our website. And so that when she creates the blog, I take a peek at it and I'm like, yeah, this is good. Hit publish, and it publishes to the website. So it doesn't require a lot of my time or a lot of my interaction. The other thing that I use Penny a lot for is writing newsletters, right? Her blogs can sometimes be very long, which is okay. It's great on our website, but I also run a women's organization where we're educating women. And so I have Penny write me short little news articles, typically 2 pages, and I'll give her the topic depending on what educational purpose that we're using in the women's group that month. And I'll have her help craft those educational pieces for me. And I'll tell her to keep it to 2 pages, because this is something I'm going to download and I'm going to share in our women's app, or I'm going to share it in person when the women and I meet for our next gathering. And so she does a great job with that. And it's all about directing her and guiding her with those types of things. So I think she does wonderful in pinpointing those specific items for me. Do you guys use Penny much? Have you had much success with Penny? Yes, no? Okay.
I have used it for blogs in the website.
You have? And do you like her?
Yeah, as you said,
Yeah.
it's long, but it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
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 Few things that I have to correct, but that's part of it, right?
Yeah, that's part of it. I noticed that sometimes if I don't give her enough pictures or give her some kind of ideas around pictures, sometimes her pictures can become too cartoony. And depending on the topic, you want it to be more professional or less cartoony. So I have to correct her sometime with that. But once she kind of gets the idea, once she learns who you are and what the topic is, she does a good job, I think. Okay. So the other great thing with Penny, so if you have Penny on a regular schedule writing a blog for you, I like for her to write in the beginning of the week for most of our organizations. And so Monday is typically my blog day with her across the 13 different work streams that I have. And I will review the blogs. From her blog, we have Sunny create social media content to tease up her blogs so that it, one, gets attention for the organization. It's speaking about the topic that we really want to advertise. And then it's giving him social media content. And he's directing folks back to our website, one, to see the blog, to read the rest of the information. And, when they're on the website, that certainly the hope, the prayer is that they're also seeing the other things we're doing, whether it's our nonprofit, we're working with military, or it's the women's group, or it's one of the many other organizations that we're working with and advertising for. I would tell you, if you're not having Sunny and Penny work together to take the blog and turn it into social media, try it next week or the next time you create a blog. Or if you're not even publishing blogs, but you're struggling on social media content, have Penny write it. You don't have to necessarily publish it, but if she writes an article that's on topic for your business, your organization, or just what's on your mind, Sunny takes that and can develop great social media content. Just guide Sunny a little bit on what type of photos or carousels that you want on that social media content. There's some of my work streams I'm very specific that he can use. I only want him to use real people, real photos. And some of them I am okay with the cartoon versions. And then there's some that we're just very sensitive because it's dealing with PTSD or suicide prevention, that you don't want anything cartoony and you want pictures to be very sensitive to the topic. Was there a question, Nellie?
Yes. So do we tell Sony to work with
Penny.
or Penny to work with Sony?
Either way, whichever way you tell them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yep. And Nellie, one of the things that I do a lot, because I do run 12, sometimes 13 work streams, is I do 100% of my work through Eva. I just tell Eva, hey, work with the team, make sure that this is going on, this is going on, and she will make sure that the individuals connect, so that everything works well. I've used her as a chief of staff. Like, she's the boss of the team, and I tell her what I want done, and she goes out and gets the team to do it, which is really great. Okay. All right. So I've shared a little bit about showing you the blog from today. When you're working with Penny, I want you to think about your blog content, what you're trying to accomplish, what your business is, what your ideal customer is. If you've got a special offer, you've got a problem you're trying to solve, and you see this paragraph right here that we've created. If you take this and you fill in the blanks for your organization, your business, and answer those questions, and then you take that and give it to Penny, she could develop a great blog from that. And you can tell her, just provide this exactly, and you fill this in, and then she would turn that into the blog for you same day. So when you get this, I would encourage you to try it. Just try using that, and you answer the fill in the blanks and see what kind of article she develops for you. The thing that with AI that I try to educate people the most on, AI is a tool to enhance human performance. AI is not here. Marblism team is not here to take over 100% of what you do. It's a great way to have a team of 6 employees that help you further your business, further your mission. But just like an employee, you hire somebody, you have to teach them, you have to train them. They may know how to do a job, they just don't know you and your business. That is the same with the Marblism employees. They're very good at what they do, but they need your voice, your guidance, and your interaction. So as things are developing, as you're working with the AI employees, just keep in mind, they're there to get 80% of everything there. It still requires your interaction, especially initially on. You don't want anything that your Marblism team produces or creates for you or for your business to sound like a robot or to sound like AI. So enhance it, make it sound like you, change up those words, tell the AI employee, tell Penny, oh, those are not the exact words that I would use, or that's not exactly the tone of my business or how I want to come across, and correct her. When you correct the AI employees, they learn, and that's how they improve, and that's how they sound more and more like you. Sometimes when I'm working with individuals, they'll tell me, oh, Eva did this wrong or Eva did that wrong, so I just did it myself. And I said, okay, so if you just do it yourself, but you don't give Eva the feedback or give her the chance to correct it, she'll continue to be wrong, right? She won't learn what you did or how you want her to sound. And I watch a lot of the Facebook pages on Marblism and the partner pages, and then just the feedback and things that get posted on social media. And I always challenge folks, if you're frustrated with Walter, Stan, any of the AI employees because something is not working the way you want it to work, then I challenge you to give that employee the feedback, just like you would if somebody was sitting across the table with you. And if you're having a hard time typing out what you want to say, then open up the mic on the Marblism app and talk to the person just like I'm talking to you right now and say, hey, Stan, you didn't get this right. I would not have said that. I would have said this. And I want you to do this, this, or this. Provide him the feedback so that he can learn and correct himself. Now, I'll tell you, Marblism is great, but it is still technology. And last week, one day, I was working along with the team. Everything was going great. And all of a sudden, Eva was reminding me of something that happened back in May. And obviously, it's August. And I was like, Eva, it's August. That event you're reminding me about happened in May. And she paused and she goes, you're right. I'm so sorry. I don't know where I got that memory from. And so you just have to keep that in mind. Technology is good, but it's not perfect. Humans are good, but we're not perfect. So it's that balance. So if something is not working exactly the way you want it to, then stop and think about it. have you corrected it before? Is it something that you can correct right now by talking with the AI employee into teaching them so that it doesn't continue to happen? And if you can say yes, and you can do that, then you'll be happier with the AI employee the next time. Sometimes it's the words that you type or the way that you say things. I worked with a young woman a couple of weeks ago, and she was frustrated with Eva. She said, I told Eva to write this. And I said, okay. And she goes, but she keeps changing the words when she puts it in the email draft. And I said, show me. So if we pulled up her screen and did a live view so that I could see what was on her screen. And she had verbally said to Eva, I want you to write blah, blah, blah. And she just kind of went through the draft of what she wanted in the email. And so Eva took it and rewrote it in how Eva thought it should sound. And so she then went in and typed, Eva, don't change the words from what I said, or use words like what I said. She wasn't giving Eva the direction of don't change the words, but in her mind, she felt like Eva should have known that. And so I had her live with me tell Eva, don't change my words. Put in this email exactly the words I'm telling you. Eva did it perfectly, but she wasn't communicating clearly. So sometimes if you're getting frustrated, take a step back and look at what you've said. Did you give the employee enough information about what you want? Did you say, put a word in there like, write something like what this, or suggest something, and because they're listening to the words you choose and answering from that perspective. So it was an aha moment for her because she thought she was communicating clearly when clearly she wasn't. She was given Eva enough wiggle room that Eva was like, okay, I'm going to write something similar to what you're saying, but not exactly what you're saying. And after that, she's been much happier now. And she's very careful with what words she chooses with the AI employees. So I'm going to pause for a minute because I know that's a lot of information in 22 minutes. Any questions on Penny right now, or her SEO, or any of the stuff that you can use her for?
So besides the blogs, and you said that you also had her to write something about the women health.
Yes.
Besides the blogs, I mean, how else can you use
Yep.
her? And I think you said also articles and stuff like that. I don't.
Yeah. So I use her a lot for some research too. Like this one right here, I had her go out and help me put together. I had her do the research on how the Marblism team can work together to help my nonprofit apply for grants so that we could win grants for our nonprofit. And so she went out and did all the research on the Marblism team and started going through and providing the details of how the Marblism team, how each individual person in the team could come together to help identify grants that we meet the qualifications for, and then what individuals in the team would help put together the information for us to apply for the grants. And she did that, and she laid it out for me. I took all of that out and cleaned that up and put it in a PDF, and I've shared it with several folks that are in the nonprofit space. And I told them, I said, use your Marblism team to help you identify grants, and have the Marblism team write your grant applications for you, because they know your nonprofit. They're the ones that are connected to your nonprofit, your website. They see what you're doing. They've learned everything about you and your nonprofit. And so we've had nonprofits start winning grants. Even something as small for a nonprofit as $500 or $1,000 to as large as $20,000 for grants, which is great. We took that a step further because there are also grants out there for small businesses. And so we took that same philosophy and said, all right, Penny, help us put together the process for a small business to go after grants for their organization. And she actually came in and suggested, before you start with big grants, especially if it's a startup company or it's very small and maybe they've only been around a year or two, to start with micro grants. So a micro grant for a business is any grant that's under $10,000, right? And so the requirements are a lot less for a small business on what the demand is, because they realize that you're small, you're new, you may not have years of sales yet. You may not have years of history. You may not have all the things that a big company or a larger small business would have. So the requirements to meet those grants are much easier for a small business. And so she's passed through that. So, I mean, she did a fabulous job on both. And so I share those documents with individuals, especially when folks are talking about Marblism and wondering how they can use it. I share that information with them. Let me see. And then my women's group, every Monday morning, and this is Linda, I have Linda, I've put it in her brain, every Monday morning at 9 a.m., she goes out and looks for 3 to 4 grants that my women's organization would qualify for, and comes back and says, these are the grants that your women's organization would qualify for. And you can see grants from anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. And then she kind of goes through, any of the other items. I will tell you the thing that I watch for with grants, and Linda knows it because she's noted it here, that some grants, especially for small businesses, want to charge you $15 to $20 to $50 for an application fee. I've specifically said I don't want to pay application fees for a grant. If somebody wants to give my small business $250 or $500, I don't want to pay $25 or $50 to get the money. I want them to grant the money to my organization because of who we are and how we meet the requirements. And so she knows that. So she won't give me anything that has a fee. And so, I told her, let's apply for these. And I told her to pick. So she's already coming in and she's writing the information for the grants for me. She did find out that this one right here has an application fee once she kind of dug into it. And so she's going to hold off on those and not write the information. Now, she cannot go to the website and fill in the boxes on the website where you had to put your name and then they're going to ask you all the questions. What she does is she goes and she looks at all that. She puts everything in the chat, or sometimes I have her put it in a Word document. If I'm busy doing other items, and I'll just say, put it in a Word document and save it, and I'll get it later. And she'll do that. And then when it comes time, she's already given me the website. She's given me the answers that I need. And I grab the information, copy and paste, and can submit grants in very short amount of times, which is phenomenal. And all of that started because of Penny. How was that, Nellie? Is that going to keep you and Penny busy?
No, thank you so much. I just wanted to know how else it can be used. Thanks.
Yep. And if you ever chatting with Penny, just ask her, besides blogs and newsletters, what else can you do for me? And see what she says. I mean, she's got a lot of skills. She may have something else. Okay, Kimberly, I think I see your hand up. If you will have a question.
I was wondering if you could share what you shared with me about Penny for like questions you would ask AI that you don't want, that will be deleted if you ever delete your Marblism account, kind of security piece.
So Kimberly, you're breaking up really bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. Let me go somewhere better.
Okay.
How's this stuffy? Is
Okay,
this
say
better?
more than a few words. Yeah, that's much better.
Woo! Okay, all right. Sorry about that. You were like, I'm good, but I'm not that good, right?
Yeah. Well.
Okay. My question is a request, I guess, is can you share here on the call what you were telling me about asking Penny to do research for you and how it doesn't go into like the general AI brain, it stays private. And if your Marblism account is ever deleted, it's deleted and goes away.
Yep, that's correct. So when you are in your Marblism instance or your work stream, the information there, it belongs to you. It's not feeding the general population of like Chat GPT and the free world in AI. because so often so many people go to Chat GPT or Perplexity or one of the many AI platforms that are out there. They tend to use it like Google, right? When you Google is there for you to do search, and AI is really there as a predictive model. But they'll tell a free AI everything in their life or their medical diagnosis. They'll ask them business questions. They're putting sensitive content out there, and they should not. When you're in Marblism, it is contained for you, and you only when you delete your account, when you finally have made your bazillion dollars and you decide you're not going to work anymore, and you delete your Marblism account, all that information is gone. So from that perspective, you are good to work with your Marblism. You don't have to worry about your information going out to the masses. Okay. Well, guys, if you don't have any more questions right now on Penny specifically, I'm going to share a little bit on Walter with you guys. Walter and Allison are both the 2 new AI employees that have joined the platform. I started working with Walter today and asked him to redesign a website for me. I gave him the information and told him that my husband and I have a website that's about us and all the stuff that we do. And so I went to Walter and I said, hey, my husband and I, this is who we are. We do all these things, and here's some pictures of us. And we have our hands in numerous businesses, whether they're businesses that we have founded, we started, or we just like the organization. And so we've wanted to help them. And I submitted all that to him and told him to start building a website. And in less than 5 minutes, he came back with this over here website for me, and before it was published live. And so I had the opportunity to go through it, look at it, and he did a really good job. And I started checking the links and everything. We had one link that was causing issues, and he figured out what it was, and we were able to correct it. So he went back in instantly and updated that. And so I'm like, okay, Walter, now how do we publish this? And so he walked me through step by step, because I already owned the domain, on how to migrate this website to my live domain, which was amazing. And so this website that he produced would have taken me hours, if not weeks, to get done myself, because I would have worked on it a little bit, got a call, got a text, got sidetracked. I had to go do something else and come back to it, have to remember where I was. And it took him less than half an hour to do it, which was absolutely phenomenal. I've gone through the website now and checked the links. I think he's done a great job. I asked him, I said, okay, so now that the website's live, what if I need to add something else to the website? What if I want to make a change? What if I'm running a special promotion, or I want somebody to know something else? And he's like, just tell me and I'll go in and update it. So he can come in and he can actually update the website for me. And every time he makes an update to the website, it will come up, he'll tell you it's done. And then you just hit republish, and it refreshes what's already out there, and it's live. And so it's no more of these hours of remembering how to get into your website or WordPress or whatever platform you're using that you may not be in all the time, which just totally, I told him he did a great job and everything doing this. And then Penny is connected now directly to this website to do the blogs. And so she did this one first, and then I went ahead and had her do the second one immediately behind it, because I wanted both of them there. And now she and I have been going back and talking about what topics that I want her to post in blogs and how the frequency, because she can talk about all the different things that we are involved in, all the different companies and organizations, and just all sorts of topics, which I'm really excited about this and watching this evolve over the next couple of weeks and months as Walter's there, and I can very quickly tell him what I need him to do, which is like mind blowing. And then the other one is Allison. So Allison is your outreach person from a perspective of sales. So I've got her set up over here with our nonprofit right now, and her SMS was approved today. So we're super excited about that. So initially, when you set up Allison, you come in and you have a chance to rename her. So she doesn't have to be Allison. You can change her job title, and then you can check what if you want her to be male or female, American or British voice, which is really cool. You can connect her to whatever inboxes you want her to have. One of the requirements is that she has to have her own email on the business domain. So we created her email on our nonprofit, and then I can actually connect her to other email accounts so that she could see my email or just the general inbox for the nonprofit if I wanted to. I've updated her signature so she has our logo. These are the workstations, and you can add stations or stages of this to her. Everything from the welcome to her winning a lead or losing the lead. Call transfer, obviously, if you set that up very much, if you want her to transfer calls to you. But the big one was the text messaging. Her text messaging has been approved. Her SMS is approved. You have to go in and you have to submit your business license and your EIN and the information about your business. It goes out, I believe, to the FCC, and they have to approve it. It takes about 5 to 7 days for them to go through everything. But once it's approved, Alice can now text folks, which is phenomenal. So she can not only send out emails and she can make phone calls directly, but she can also text. And I've chatted with her over the past couple of days while we were waiting on her approval to be able to text. And I've said to her, so if you're texting someone, right, when you're texting, it has to be a phone number that you already have and are doing business with, or somebody signed up on your website, or it's already a client, somebody that's bought something from you, somebody that has agreed to receive text messages. You cannot go out there and buy a massive list of phone numbers and let Allison loose, because that will get your phone number shut down. But I've asked her, I said, so if you are out there on a campaign to raise money and you're working with all of our donors that have given in the past, but I also need you to send a reminder to my outer circle board of our upcoming board meeting, can you run multiple campaigns of different text messages? And she has said, yes, she can, if I can identify who the board is and give her those phone numbers, she can message them and confirm that they're going to be on the next board meeting call. And at the same time, she can be reaching out to our past donors and organizations about making donations and everything for us, which is phenomenal. So she and I worked through all of those things today. And so tomorrow she will start actually going out and doing SMS campaigns for us, which is pretty exciting for our nonprofit. So those two new individuals are, they're really like game changer. I already think the first 6 employees are really impressive with what their capabilities are, and the things that continue to add to the employees is pretty phenomenal. Let's see, let me get back to Marblism, because I want to show you some of the integrations. If you have not yet seen the integrations that you can add to your team. So over here, just below the brain, you'll see integrations. And so if you go to integrations, you can see all the various integrations that can connect with Marblism now. And so as you go through, obviously you're going to see your standards, the ones you already know, your social media and your email, but then you start getting into some of the more specific ones. The HubSpot, that's one I've heard quite often people want to be able to connect to, or GitHub. And then, what is it? Discord, Google Maps, Salesforce, all are pretty big ones, Trello. And then the other one was MailChimp and Gumroad. They connect with. Canva is also in this area, and so is Dropbox. Monday is there, and WhatsApp is also there. And so as you get ready to connect one, like if you are interested in Zoho, you can click on it without hitting connect, and it will kind of walk you through and it shows you 57 things the AI employees can do once they're connected. And you can see all 57 items, right? And what items will need your approval to do, and what items that the employees will be able to do just once you connect, and you kind of provide the guidance for them, which is pretty cool. Obviously, if you have every single one of these integrations, you are definitely a busy person with a lot of integrations. But Marblism's whole mission was to provide a lot of different integrations so that they're covering the masses for what people have been asking for. And I know that they're still looking at more and more and more and more and more. So if you find yourself sitting around with nothing to do, go in and look at all the ways that you can integrate Marblism into your workflow, into your work streams, and so that the employees can help simplify your life. It's pretty cool. Some of them I just want to get in here and play, like Ticketmaster and Yelp, but I keep myself busy without getting distracted and playing. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, so I have a few questions here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask all of them and put myself on mute again. But question number one, the Walter that is capable to do what, a website from scratch based on another website, or what does he need to do it?
You can just go to Walter without having a website, without having a domain. If you have a business and you sell shoes, you can go to Walter and say, I'm Nellie and I sell shoes, and here's the name of my shoe company, and I don't have a website yet, but this is what I'm passionate about. Everything's purple or everything's pink, or you give him some information about you and your business. And if you have photos, if you have anything specific that you want on there. And
I do work for a business. The business is Women Health.
Okay.
So it's more specific, and there's more there are more like rules and regulations when it comes to medical industry. So we do have the website. However, we will like a this page that is, oh my god, I got it in my
blog
landing page.
Oh, the
landing page. Is Walter able to do a landing page based, following all the rules and regulations for medical providers?
If you have a bunch of rules and regulations, then what you do is you give those to Walter, right?
It's a regular rules of regulation from the country, like for medicals or whatever, but it's specific. But this specific landing page will send whoever is going to this landing page to the actual website, because it's just that landing page. I don't know if there's anything newer than just a landing page. I don't know if there's any web page or something newer than that, because I don't know. I'm not familiar with. I'm not that knowledgeable about it. But that was one of the questions.
Yep.
So it can be. We can say landing page, or how do we connect with him?
So I'm going to use this one for an example. You see this one right here, and it talks about all these different things. This is really like a landing page for each one of these different things. When you are here, there's actually a link here. There's no other information that you can click here. You actually click this right there, and it takes you to that actual website. So what it sounds like you want to build is a page that provides kind of some guidance, and it's a landing page, and you would have a link on that landing page that somebody could click to go to the specific website. Is that right?
Yes. So we do actually have a landing page, but that landing page is like 10 years old. So we wanted to update it with all the whatever is in the back end that, that communicates better with everything else in the back end.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I'm not knowledgeable about that. But so we wanted to update the landing page, but I don't know if by giving him, okay, this is the current landing page, we want something updated. Is that possible?
It is. It is. When you come in to work with Walter, let's see that I haven't onboarded Walter everywhere, but when you come in to work with Walter, what he does is he says, Are you creating a new website, or are you do you want me to do something similar to what you already have? And so I could have given him a website that we already have and said, this is our current website. I want an update to this page and this page, and then provided some content around that. And he would have created those updates. But I didn't. I wanted to see what he could do. And so I just told him about Chicken Dude, us, and said, this is what I want, this is everything about us, and this is everything that we do. I want a landing page that goes to the real websites, but I just want all the content here. And so he created that just based off that. But he asked you, as soon as you start working with him, what your intentions are, to update what you already have or to create something brand new.
Got it. Okay. I'll play. Is Walter live yet, or does you said in a couple of weeks, or that's something else?
He is live. If you are still on the, there's two versions of the platform. There's the old version of the platform, and then there's the newer version. The newer version has Walter and Allison in there. If you're not seeing Walter in your list yet, then you can just submit to the help and tell them that you need to update to the newer version of the website, and then you'll be able to see Walter.
Got it. Okay, perfect. So another question I have is, who in this team does, like, for example, brochures? Let's say that I want to talk about pelvic floor therapy. Is there anybody that designs a brochure ready to be printed? Or I don't know if in PDF, Word, or any other format or platform, I don't know. Either a brochure or just a little 8x10 poster. Is there anybody in the team that can decide that if we ask him, okay, I need a brochure about to talk about pelvic floor therapy, or I want to promote this product that we're selling. Is there anyone that can do the design of this and the content?
So Eva does a very good job on creating documents now. Let me see if I can grab one of the documents that she has created for me. I've had her create some of I had the content that Penny created about nonprofits, and I gave it to Eva, and I said, hey, can you take this and create this into a document that I can share and make it look really pretty? Let's see if I can get her to pull it back to me. Let's see here. And she does a great job with invoices now too. Eva creates all my invoices for clients now, and she fills it out and she puts it right in the body with the email so that I can easily send it right here in the chat with actually not having to go to email. Let me see if I can get her to grab that document for me. Eva. Let's see if she can grab this really quick. If not, then I'll have to go into my folder and pull it up live for you. But she does a good job with documents. She keeps in line with whatever theme you've given her about your business, colors, content, things of that nature. If you want it really bright and colorful, if you want it very simple in color, you just kind of guide her there. She has created one-page documents for me, two-page documents for me that we've been able to quickly share and publish in different places and be able to actually send out really quick. And she found it.
So is it documents, or do they go as far as like trifold brochures or posters to place in the office?
Yeah, I've never asked her to do a trifold. You can always ask her
and see what happens.
and
Okay.
see what happens.
But will they design it? Okay, I'll ask her. But
Yes.
you say that these one pagers are designed and ready to be printed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're good. They're ready to print. They're
So
ready.
Eva will be the right person.
Yeah, because she can create.
Okay, all right.
She can create PDFs. What I will tell you, the thing that I've learned with Eva, if I'm having her create content and I want it to go into a PDF that's going to be beautiful and colorful and have all the QR codes and the links and everything that I am going to print and publish, I have her do the content, the words and the content back and forth in the chat with me and get it to what I want it to say. Make sure it's got a QR code, make sure it has dates, make sure it has phone number, right, all the right content. And then I tell her, okay, that's good. Take that content and put it into a PDF or put it into, whatever it is that I need, because she is only allowed to create 3 documents per day for you. So you want to make sure you go back and forth with her before you start creating the PDFs. And then in your PDF, just tell her you're going to print it. So you want bright colors. You don't want dark. You don't want a lot of black space. You want lighter colors or just bright, whatever you want that aligns with your business.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So that was question 2. Do you have another one or was that it?
I think the one was the landing page and the second one was about designing
Yep.
ready to print brochures or posters or stuff like that.
Yeah. I would just ask her on the brochures and posters. Everything I've had her create has either been a Word document or a PDF. And she's done great with those. So, and you know that Linda is also very good at documents. The nice thing with Linda, she creates documents. So her documents are not going to be pretty, but you can always flesh out content with Linda and then give it to Eva to put into a PDF. So you have these guys and they can work together to help create anything you need them to do. Okay, guys.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yep. Hey, Jeff. You're on mute, Jeff, so make sure you come off mute.
Hey, Buffy, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Well, I've been working with my team here. And,
Good.
We've run into a couple of bumps, but getting things worked out. But one of the things I'm kind of struggling with here is with Sunny, with the social media.
Mm-hmm.
The graphics that he's making they're kind of very AI-ish looking.
Okay.
And I don't really know what to tell him to make it not AI. I don't know exactly what to say or what to do. So do you have any suggestions on that?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you can see here that these posts are pretty good, right? He's using real pictures. He's doing good content here. Back when I first started working with Sunny for stuff with Few, we were experiencing the same thing. It felt very AI-y, right? Every now and then I'd get it felt like a cartoon character to me. And I didn't want anything cartoony with Few. I wanted it to align with the Few theme, the Few filling, that type of thing. So I told him, look, I don't want no cartoons. I want scripture. I want real pictures, or I want pictures of people that may be AI generated, but I want it to look like a true person and not anything wacky. And so
what I'm getting is real people, but it's a little Truman Show-ish. You know what Truman Show is?
I do. I've actually been to the house.
Just a little too perfect. You know what I mean? Like I don't know exactly how to explain it, but you can just look at it and go, man, there's such perfection there.
Yeah, it's too AI. The other thing, Jeff, and I don't know if you were on the call at the beginning, but one of the things that I tell people to do, if you're really struggling with what to say or how to say it to the AI employee, just open your microphone right here and talk to Sunny like you just told me. And say, Sunny, I really like your post. However, I feel like the pictures are too perfect. They feel like too AI. I need it not to have the Truman Show look. I need it to be more realistic. I need it to be more this. And
I've heard you say that before, and I actually forgot. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, just talk to him like you do me, because that's what he needs. And then tell him to produce a couple samples of what he would do, and he'll put it right here for you to look at. And you can look at it and go, yep, I like that. Nope, I don't like that. And the more you do it that way, the better he'll get at the content.
So, okay.
Okay.
Well, I missed most of it. I had my head buried in something else, and then I realized I was like, dang, this call's
That's
going on. So I have to
that's
watch it
okay.
back.
Yeah, it's recorded so you can catch it tomorrow.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, guys. Any other questions? If not, we'll wrap this up for today. Yep, I see you.
Yeah, I have a quick one. Hi, how you doing?
I'm good, Chris. How are you?
Good. I need to swing back to Walter real quick. Actually, two
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
I have a question about Walter, but I know with him coming on board, the plans, I'm on a legacy plan, and I know the pricing has changed. Is that going to be the same for Allison too?
So when you change to the new plan, Allison and Walter are just become part of the team. Everybody's in the team. So when you move to the new plan, everybody's in the team and you're working on hours saved.
Right.
And so, but everybody's available.
No, I know that, but it's a different pricing schedule. If with Walter, is it the same with Allison?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything's there. And when I send the email out, I'll send you the layout exactly of how the new pricing piece is. Because if you're not a crazy super user like I am, I mean, you guys see that all the different work streams I have here. If you typically run one business off of Marblism and you're using the old $24 a month rate and you move to the new platform, it's $24. I think it's $24.10 a month, and it's 50 hours saved a month. It's seamless, and you pick up both Allison and Walter with that, and there's no price change. If you become a super user and you're starting, hundreds of hours a month, that's when you're going to experience a price change.
Well, and I am, because I run a couple of different businesses off of it, and not to mention some things for clients too. So, okay, so that kind of answers that. And that would apply to Allison too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Once you switch, you get everybody. That's
Okay.
it.
So my second question, and I'll be quick because I know we got to bounce, but going back to Walter, I build websites myself. That's one of the things I do, and I'm 100% WordPress. So I know there's a way, because I actually work with Brian, Brian Pruitt. I work with him. Actually, I built his site for him, and so I'm familiar with how the blogs work coming from Penny. So I know how we can incorporate the WordPress sites into, Marblism into the WordPress sites. As far as the builder goes, like your site that he built for you looks great and everything, but I'm curious what happens as far as search engine optimization. How is it indexed to Google? Because it's with the WordPress site, it's a little bit, my thing is, if you're going to have a website, what's the point if nobody can find it? Because I'm wanting to use it as a marketing tool for the clients. So I have to integrate the tools of the trade for me, but it's using the WordPress tools. How does this apply? Because if I can use Walter as an additional tool other than WordPress, I'm on board with it. But how is SEO? How does SEO apply outside of the blogs? I'm not talking about the blogs, but how does the SEO apply to Walter?
Yep.
Like on your site, for example.
Yep. So our site is hosted on Hostinger, right? And it's not historically been a WordPress site.
No, it is now, because I use them as well.
Yeah. And prior to Walter building the site for me, we did not do the blogs on our site because I wasn't going to take the time to do that myself daily, as you can imagine. But the SEO content, I'll have to do some additional research on that.
Okay.
Walter and I literally did the website today, right before I got on live with everybody.
Right.
So I've got a little more research to do, but I'll do that this afternoon. And when I send out the notes tomorrow, I'll include that at the footer of the email for you, so you can see it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's having a great website's awesome, but I'm looking at it's like I want to try to make sure that people are seeing, if they're on Google, that they can find you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Makes sense to me. It's one of the things I'll chase down this afternoon and have you an answer in the morning.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome, guys. I appreciate your time and your questions today. Good questions. And next Tuesday we'll be back on here to talk some more. So bring your questions, bring your frustrations, bring your wins, and we'll talk about them. Y'all have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.